Okay, so if you notice 1-7's here, we're going to do three-dimensional figures tomorrow. But for now, we're just going to fill in this equation sheet that you'll have for yourself. So in this top portion is just area, so we're going to fill in this portion here, and then tomorrow we'll fill in the bottom portion. So first, starting off with area of a square or rectangle, you can actually use the same equation for both. As you know, this is a rectangle. The area of a rectangle is length times width, this being the length and this being the width. Next shape that you need to know the equation for area for is a parallelogram. Parallelograms look like this. For a parallelogram, you use a very similar equation to rectangle. Its area equals base times height, with this being the base, and then the height is perpendicular to that base. The reason why that equation works for literally both rectangle and a parallelogram is if you took this triangle right here and put it right here, you would have a perfect rectangle. So just base times height, that's it for a parallelogram. Next is triangle. Yes, I know you know this, but now you have a place that you can reference it if needed. You have the height and the base, and the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. How would you plug that in a calculator? Well, multiplying by 1/2 is the same as dividing by 2, so you can divide by 2 instead. And trapezoid looks like this. And a trapezoid has base 1 on top, base 2 on the bottom, and its height is perpendicular as well. The formula for area of a trapezoid is 1/2 times the height times b1 plus b2. Of course, order of operations is important there. You'd have to add up b1 plus b2 first. And circle. Circle has more to it than the other shapes, as you know. Circle, just drawing a quick picture, we have radius is halfway across the circle. Diameter is the distance all the way across through the middle. Diameter. The two equations that we're going to work with today are circumference equals pi times diameter, and then area of a circle is pi r squared. So just defining all the different variables we're using, r is radius, d is diameter, c is circumference, a is area. The textbook kind of assumes that you remember all of this from middle school and elementary school, and I realize that's not the case for a lot of you. I don't think I'd remember an equation for 4 years either, but there is some extra practice on Khan Academy for these skills if you need some extra practice, like getting it put back in your brain again. Right now we're going to transition back to the workbook. There's a few problems I want to go over before you start your homework.